Welcome to THRIVEcast, a production of the Flint Center for Educational Excellence. My name is Dawn Hibbert and I will be your host. Our conversation today is with Jonathan Blanchard, owner and founder of STEMletics. Welcome to THRIVEcast, Jonathan.
Nice to be here.
You have a layered relationship with the Flint Center, having worked for a time in human resources with us, and now you're one of our program partners for the Thrive After School program with your company, STEMletics. We should explain that Thrive After School, for our listeners unfamiliar with the program, is an innovative out-of-school program that blends enrichment activities such as sports, music, and the arts with academic interventions in literacy and STEM that promote success in school for Flint kids in kindergarten through high school. You're a Flint kid, aren't you, John?
I am, born and raised.
And you even went to college in Flint, didn't you?
Yeah, I was one of those high school students who wanted to stick close to home. So Kettering was always one of my dream schools, and I was fortunate enough to be accepted. And so naturally, it was just a easy transition.
So, and I want to point out that you have come full circle now because you're sharing your talents and things that you learned at Kettering with the next generation of Flint kids. As one of our program partners, you bring STEMletics into the after-school space for students. Which schools are you in currently?
So right now we are at all of the 21st century sites through the Flint Center, which include Brownell STEM Academy, Potter Elementary, Dora Ryder Elementary, Durant Torrey Mott Elementary, and Freeman Elementary.
Okay. That's quite a few spaces to be in.
Oh, yeah.
So explain STEMletics to us.
Yeah, so the idea behind STEMletics is teaching students how science and math can be used to help them improve their athletic ability. So we incorporate different sports technology, such as like smart basketballs, different apps, different tracking tools to help them, collect data during our athletic drills. We teach them, things like force, motion, energy, arc, and then as we're tracking their data, we break down those their stats and use that to show them how statistics can help them just analyze their game at a different level to see where they might need improvements in, where they're excelling, and how to make their overall game improve.
So you're using math and science to improve their athletic performance, in other words.
Correct.
Okay. What got you interested in applying math and physics to sports?
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. Growing up, I was always like super into math, science, the STEM subjects, core subjects. And so, again, that's one of the reasons why I chose Kettering. And at Kettering, I I had access to the gym, pretty much 24/7. So I was always in the gym. That was the first time I really had access to, a basketball court that often. And so, interesting enough, I got more interested in athletics during college. And so, just naturally, myself being who I am, I'm always looking at ways to get better and improve. And so it was always there, but it wasn't until one day I was in my dorm room and I'm playing NBA 2K. And afterwards, I always look at my stats because, again, I'm a stats guy, I'm a math guy. And it just kind of clicked to me that, I can teach students about math using, statistics. And so from there, it kind of blossomed. I also realized that, I can also teach science. I can also include technology into the program to become a full encompassing STEM curriculum. And so that's kind of how the story began. And from there, I was actually co-oping at a local elementary school, Genesee STEM Academy at the time, through Kettering. And so I was able to pilot the program there, get some data, feedback from the students, and pretty much from there, it's grown into what it's become today.
So you yourself are an athlete.
Yes, I would consider myself somewhat an athlete.
Okay.
not professional, but yeah, definitely athletic ability for sure.
But you've always been interested in the stats. Now, didn't you once tell me that your dad was a coach when you were growing up?
Not my dad, my mentor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a mentor who is actually is a Kettering grad. I met him while he was a student at Kettering, and he actually started an after-school program, and I participated in that after-school program. And ever since then, he's just taken me under his wing, and kind of showed me the business side of engineering and how he took his program and made it into a business that he actually developed even after his time at Kettering. And so he's actually the founder of Light Rays. His name is Mark Alexander. And now we still keep in contact, and he's still, a mentor till this day.
I actually know Mark.
Oh, yeah, nice. Oh, yeah, Mark's
The
a
world
great
is
guy.
very small.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us some stories about the students that you work with? I mean, do you ever get to see the aha moment when you can almost see the light bulb go on over their heads when they begin to understand one of the concepts that you're teaching them, math or physics, as it relates to what they're physically doing on the basketball court or whatever athletics they're playing in?
Oh, yeah, and that's the beauty behind the program is that, we're teaching them, and they're not really knowing that they're learning science and math. To them, it's just playing a sport, and so it's interesting when they make a shot, and it's like, oh, the science of how high my arc should be actually impacts my shooting percentage. And then when they're making more shots, now they're starting to get even more engaged and interested into the science behind the sport. And even with the math, concepts that students usually struggle with, it's interesting to see once you change their perspective on how to approach those concepts. It's more achievable for them to grasp. And so when it comes down to multiplication, or fractions, seeing them break down their stats into these concepts. And again, it's, in the classroom, it's a very traditional. They're just getting, it's more lecture based, right? They're getting taught something. They're in a seat, so they're not moving around, and it can be, boring, quote unquote boring for students. But in this way, again, it's they're up, they're moving. They're getting that exercise, that movement, as well as learning these concepts again, in a way that kind of blends in naturally with something that they enjoy to do, which is playing sports.
And it's more concrete.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
they can feel it.
Yeah.
They they figure out that arc on the basketball,
Mm-hmm,
and then
mm-hmm.
they have an understanding of what you're talking about. It's interesting because I have seen you working with kids in the gym,
Mm-hmm.
and there's girls involved too.
Yes.
It's not just boys, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that it's good for girls and young women to do things like that because that physical relationship between what they're doing and the math and science can only help these kids academically when they go back into, as you say, the quote-unquote boring classrooms.
Right.
But that hands-on learning is becoming more of a trend lately because we recognize that just sitting in a classroom theoretically learning isn't always the best way to understand something on a deeper level.
Right. And I think over time, as kids or as humanity has evolved, kids nowadays are more hands-on, especially with the the advancement in technology and where it is today. Naturally their attention is gravitated toward things that will keep their attention and keep them active and keep them engaged. And so, just finding a different approach to reach students of this day and age.
Yeah. What's next for STEMletics?
So, right now we are, in the past we've been heavy on programs. And so right now, in order to be able to expand and reach more students, more schools, we're working on packaging our program into a curriculum that can be used by teachers without any prior experience in coaching a sport or even teaching science and math. And so just finding a way that makes it easiest for teachers to implement the program, the curriculum, in a easy plug and play way. That's what we're designing right now, as well as some ed tech. We're going into ed tech, so developing like online courses for students to take that that teach the same concepts that we're teaching within our program. We're working on some video game development, teaching those same concepts, but through video games. And so that's kind of the conversion from where we were into going into where we see the future, which is technology and engagement and expansion.
Wow, taking over the world.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you have even anecdotally any data that indicates that the students you've worked with have improved their grades?
Yes. So we, again, I'm heavy on data and math, and so naturally, a part of the program is to assess, their understanding of the concepts throughout the program. And so, just throughout the program history, we've seen students improve in math and science on average of 35 to 40%. And so, the concepts that we're teaching, if a student started off knowing 60% of the concepts, now they're at 80 and 90%. And so, again, I think that just goes to show that when students are engaged and they're active, they're moving. There's plenty of research that is out there on the effectiveness of active play within schools. Gets the blood flowing. There's more blood flow to the brain. The brain is more active, and so it's able to understand and grasp concepts more easily. And so, that data definitely shows that impact in terms of what the research says, and what we believe is the success behind the program.
That's very cool. Well, we wish you all the best, and look forward to seeing more of you in our programs in the after-school space.
Oh yeah. Yep, we have a lot planned for the future with the Flint Center, and so this is just kind of a small sample size of what we are yet to do with the center.
Very cool. Well, my thanks to Jonathan Blanchard for a great conversation today about how applying math and physics to athletics is a great way to engage kids in learning. You have been listening to THRIVEcast, the podcast program of the Flint Center for Educational Excellence.